Hayes Atkins was number 5,000, the 5,000th patient in a half-century to acquire a life-saving organ through the University Health Transplant Center. On the day he checked in to receive his new kidney, Hayes practiced some deep breathing exercises to stay calm.
I'm kind of anxious and kind of nervous.
The 14-year-old from Austin has almost always known he would need a transplant. He was born with kidneys that continued to weaken. What he didn't know was that the transplant team removing his mother's kidney and giving it to him would be 100% female. The first all-woman transplant team at University Hospital, and something rare in the transplant world.
It's a great celebration of our accomplishments.
Dr. Elizabeth Thomas is one of the surgeons who led the all-woman team. In 2020, it was a reminder that while the coronavirus seemed to paralyze so many things, the Transplant Center continued to move forward, making diversity something real. Women and staff from many cultural backgrounds are now front and center in leadership positions. More than half the staff are people of color.
I think the fact that a patient can come in and they'll see the whole spectrum of cultures, many, many different ethnicities. They'll see women, they'll see men, and they'll see women and men in all the different roles. They can kind of find a person that they relate to.
The Transplant Center's director, Dr. Francisco Cigarroa, says the trust that comes from the center's diversity is saving lives. It's a reason the program in 2020 continued to excel at attracting living organ donations from minority communities.
We have probably had more Hispanics be living donors, for both, kidney transplants and liver transplants than in many other aspects of the United States. And that all comes down to this culture of, every individual is a candidate to be a living donor transplant recipient until proven otherwise.
2020 also saw the center working with the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance to advance research that allows surgeons to transplant organs that were previously considered unacceptable. And while the pandemic temporarily delayed all but the most urgent transplants, the center expects to finish this year with almost as many as last year.
Even during this incredible year of such uncertainty, we still moved forward and did so many firsts. Bringing new treatments to South Texas, bringing new treatments to the country, and opening up, the Center for Life.
When the Center for Life opened its doors at University Hospital in February, it created a place for donors and their families to be cared for until the organs can be transplanted. Its dedicated staff and resources are increasing the number of healthy, available organs for waiting patients across the nation. It was the many accomplishments of 2020 that led to the program's 5,000th transplant, something few programs achieve. For the family of Hayes Atkins, that was a personal milestone, a chance at giving Hayes a full life. His mother never thought twice about sharing a kidney with her son.
People keep saying, I can't, amazing that you did this. I think any mother would have jumped in and done the exact same thing. It was a given that I would.
His dad believes this transplant was the year's silver lining for his family.
There's a lot of people hurting out there. We were thankful that we could get in here and get the surgery done and get home and recover, during the holidays.
And Hayes, he has a teenager's take on being number 5,000.
I won't have to take the nasty medicines that I used to take. And I'm more energetic, and I'll start to grow more.
As Hayes looks forward to a new year with soccer, basketball, and friends, one enduring image from the operating room is imprinted on the entire family.
As a mom, I was comforted that he had, someone in there holding his hand.
It was that little extra TLC, courtesy of the all-female team.